bro, I got something to really say, and I'm gonna be talking about a game, but what this topic's gonna be about. This is gonna be like a new thing on my part with my channel alone, just kind of something kind of new, something totally not different than anything else out there. But I'm just gonna be kind of talking about a game from start into how it is now, and how far has it gotten? Is it great? Is it much more great and successful? No, this game is not great. Okay, the reason I say that, because it's just not. The game that I'm gonna be talking about was a huge hit when it first came out back in 2006. That was Gears of War. Gears of War came out back then. Amazing game from Epic. Awesome fucking game. Probably the most amazing shooter game till this day. Such a fun game. Like, the first game, it's like story, everything about it made the game, and just how they did it and how the game turned out to be was phenomenal of a game to be a third person in the dark and gritty and horror and gore and blood was even amazing in the game, because it made Gears of War feel much more horrifying as hell. Like, it seemed more horrifying than Halo as an example. Halo can be horrifying just because of the flood as an example. But dude, everything about Gears of War from the first and the 3, it's fucking crazy. Judgment was okay. I don't hate it. It was a good game. To me, I thought it was a good game. But multiplayer wise, it was a little weird. Little weird. I know a lot of people were not happy with it, but I don't mind the game now. I used to hate it, but I don't mind. But back on Gears of War 1, but with Gears of War 1, it was just an amazing game overall. Like, I'm just saying it is an amazing game. But reason why it was just, it hit people in a good way. Like, people seen this trailer comes out and it has a nice slow music, fits the mood so perfectly. Blown up with sales crazy, and people loved the game so much back then. When it came out on Xbox, people were getting in the game, playing it. It was a really successful game. The story was phenomenal. Phenomenal fucking story of any fucking game. To me, it was amazing. Awesome fucking story. Just such a badass story with the first. It was awesome. 2 years later goes by. Then you get Gears of War 2. That would be in 2008. Gears of War 2 was a next step, but let you know, it still kept the original style and the look with the characters a little bit, because they didn't change any time from the first, just to say. But it's still a really awesome fucking game. Little changes with the game mechanics and all that. It was amazing. Good fucking shit. Then it just got more interesting, so much cooler. They had Horde, was a next step to a cool focus as well for the game, to have another way to thrive as a video game and a franchise, to have something else added to the game. But story was amazing, multiplayer was amazing, but the story was the most amazingest thing ever, because from the first, the second went higher. A little. It went one step higher. It was amazing as hell. Amazing fucking game. Because start to finish, it just felt so cool. It felt like a really badass fucking game. Because it just never ends with like action and shit. Like there are funny parts with Gears of War from the first and second. Third one has some funny parts, but before we get to that, it's just Gears of War 2 was such a really fucking awesome game that they did have, so that it did kind of get fans a little happy about before, like, you know, they're eventually going to be messing around making the next Gears of War game. But they gave out a cutted scene that was like a or like a part you could do, you could play, and it was really fucking cool. I played it. It was satisfying, awesome, really fun. Little section to play, because see, it's just really cool because you get more into like the story of the Hollow, all that cool stuff. But now we're gonna move over to Gears of War 3. Gears of War 3 came out in 2011. So this is 3 years later. 3 years later. So it'd be 9, 10, 11. So 3 years later for this game to come out. 3 years. Was it worth the fucking wait? Holy shit, dude. I'll say this. The game was very successful. Fans still look at Gears of War 3 definitely being one of the best, probably, to this day, because it was like the last good one people did say that was around, for sure. But everything about Gears of War 3 was like fucking hype to gaming. It just was. It was like the next hype on everything. Because you didn't just have campaign, multiplayer, horde. No. You had something new. Something new to play. It was beast mode. Something even cooler than before. So it was the next step. Like, Gears of War 3 went higher than Gears of War 2 couldn't do. Because reason why? There is so much potential that Gears of War 3 did, and it had the fucking fan base right at their, like, right in their grasp. They had us, like, right there, like, where we wanted to be. Good game, but a lot of negativity at the time with that game, because a lot of people just had their opinions on things, because a lot of people complain, you know, people using assault rifles the most. That was kind of like the most biggest complaint, in my opinion. But the other thing about Gears of War 3 that just made it even more amazing, the story was a masterpiece. Like, every Gears of War game of like the first, second, and third are fucking masterpieces of a video game of all. A masterpiece of all time. And just to be real with you, it's just such a fucking awesome story, but such a fucking sad one, because that's all I'm gonna say. If no one's played it, it does get sad in some part you get to in the game. So, but awesome fucking story. People were so happy with the game, and people loved it. But the thing is, what was left for Gears of War? What was the next step for Gears of War? What was the next adventure or attempt to bring more story to the game? No one really knew what was going to happen. So, eventually, 2 years go by, and then Gears of War Judgment comes around in 2013. So it comes around that time, and it was his own game, and it had a really good story on, you know, with Bear and Cole and their squad they had. It was a little more different time because it was before even E-Day happened. As an example, that was the whole story, the timeline it was kind of adding up to. It was kind of before anything that shit happened. So that's the whole case of that game. But it was such a really cool game. But I know people didn't really like the campaign a little much because of what they did to like challenge you on things. I don't know. I think it kind of did something a little different because the whole point with Gears of War Judgment was they didn't know what to do. Like, to be really real with you, Epic Games didn't know what they were planning to make Gears of War to be like. They didn't know what the focus was going to be. They didn't know what they were planning on, how to make the game be like how it is now. But the thing is, it was crazy on the little insight that I know that they were trying to make like the mechanics or like just some style of how they were wanting the game to be. It was kind of like around CS:GO or like, you know, Counter-Strike as an example, and Halo, somewhere around like around there. Because think about a map, it's not open, but it's just like you had like basically like rooms or something, and that's what they were like testing on doing. But it just didn't. To them, it wasn't working. But they're looking at it just all wrong. Why they were looking at it all wrong? Because thing is, think about it. It's a third-person shooter, but Gears of War was eventually coming to be what it was from the very beginning, and it came to be what it is. But they came so far from first, second, and third, and then Epic didn't know what to do with the next thing. The whole title of Gears of War Judgment was a bit of some things that just didn't really add up to people, to be really honest. Well, the one guy that did make Gears of War, like that was amazing guy that did make it right, he left. He wasn't there to work on this Gears of War game. We had the one guy that did Gears of War 4 and 5. He was the one kind of like doing shit around for the game. And not gonna lie, he's the one that did not make the game, or kind of like the franchise, not really great in a little simple thing. Like, it didn't really click to a lot of people. But only thing I would say this, there's always one try and just to go at it something and give something a different shot. And just a little chance to see what would happen if you made something to be something that you didn't want to make before, but just to test it to see how it would turn out, you know? Because that's what Gears of War Judgment was being. It was through Gears, but in a different way. Not a bad way, but it kind of was, and like, it's like a yes and a no. It's like a half and a way. So like 50-50%. So like in a yes and a no. It was good, but a no to mix people on their thoughts of things. But the thing is, what made Gears of War a little like not interesting after that time? Because people didn't really care for it. People were just not liking it. There was no locust in the PvP section. Only section you had, you know, you had a campaign like normal, had multiplayer. Then you had something that was overrun. It was something different, something new. You had the grubs, all the locusts and everything there in that mode. You get to play as them in there, but you could never get to play as them in multiplayer. That was the only difference that made Judgment so different at the time, because some people just ain't understanding the lore and the whole point why they made the game how it is. To be fair, I don't know. They choose to make it like that. I'm not like choosing like, oh, Epic did an awesome choice. No, it's just how they looked at it. They thought it would be perfect that way, because the whole point was, to me, it was like the locust wasn't like such a big deal yet, but it kind of was, because Bear was really like always on point about having that, dealing with the one dude that was wiping everyone out. But, the big dude didn't want to give a fuck about it. Who's taking everybody out. But the other thing is, the dude would just care about other shit. That's kind of important. But it's just things that just sit there for ages. But life doesn't matter. I'm getting ahead of myself. But that's how Gears of War Judgment was. It was just a time that was mixed up on a lot of things. It was an interesting game on a lot of things, but it was kind of like the step forward for Gears of War to eventually have boxes that you can mess with and get content, and it had that in it. Was it like more fair that back then? Yeah, it was a little more fair. It had nothing like that would like be, such a pain in the ass to you or anything. It was a fair thing. You just complete these like challenges or something, and you unlock one of them. It could be whatever you unlock, you would unlock. But sadly, when we were waiting for something new, or anything with Gears of War as a sense, a thought of time, we don't know what was going to be next for Gears of War at all after Gears of War Judgment, because people are so upset and not happy with that Gears of War, because Gears of War eventually just kind of came to be the game that just got left in the dust. Same thing with Halo. Halo is kind of the same way, that it's just so confusing. It's like it's on the same trend. It gets to like the newer games and it just loses interest. The best way I could try to explain it. So eventually when the next Gears of War comes out, they remastered Gears of War 1. Fans were not happy when they did play it. Some people didn't like it because they felt like it was just not the original feeling. To them, it just didn't feel like Gears of War 1 at all. That was some people's opinions. But Gears of War 1, the remastered Ultimate Edition, it brought people to play Gears of War 1, but in such a really beautiful look that Gears of War could have looked like, but still kept the fucking dark and gritty and awful things that make Gears of War 1 a fucking amazing series of a video game. Overall, it was an amazing game. But Gears of War 1 didn't really do very much of anything. It just kind of like just added stuff, like characters, and that was kind of mostly it. Had camos, so it just didn't really have anything like. They just didn't leave it the same. In a way, they just kind of added stuff into it to kind of make it different. That's okay, but I don't know. It just didn't stick with some people, and some people just didn't really like playing that Gears of War game overall. So we wait until whenever, we get the next Gears of War game. We get the next Gears of War game. And this Gears of War game is Gears of War 4. I remember playing the beta, and I loved it. Why did I like it? It felt like a Gears of War 3 feeling, because whoever remembers when you the running style felt like it was Gears of War 3. It felt like that. It just felt like, just to be really honest with you, it felt like Gears of War, like the older style of running. It did feel like that. But then when the full game comes out, that got changed. There's like some little things that did get changed that some people maybe do know or do not know. But it just didn't feel right to me. I didn't like it, but I still played Gears of War 4 through my rest of my life through high school when I was growing up, man. But it was not such a great game. Like I did say, when Gears of War Judgment came out, and it had like these little boxes things that you can get and get items from, they took that little spin on that because other things were doing the same thing. So they're alright, you know what, we're gonna have these boxes. People can buy them, or you can spend game currency on them. But oh yeah, wait, plus something that was in the esports stuff was only money only. And it was not fair. It was not fair to anybody. It was like a gambling habit just for someone to just buy things and repeat and repeat and repeat. It was ridiculous, dude. Not a good habit to even have, because imagine you spent like 1,000 or more than that, dude, on just that game alone, just trying to get, you know, stuff out of the game. It was not great. It still has like other crates, it just doesn't have anything else. Gears of War 4, now it is state, for me to just say, the state is at, it's not great. It's a terrible game, and it's not been fixed. It's got problems. You try to go back and play it, you're gonna get into lobbies that are just broken, and basically just says, oh, it's filled, when there's no other players there but just bots, basically saying that there's a player there, but they're not getting into the lobby. Or you go to their profile, even shows them maybe on a different game or not online. So the best way I could try to say this, Gears of War 4 was a perfect game from start to the end, okay? But when it got left, it started to break. And it started to lose interest. But to be real with you, Gears of War 4 had a lot of content as an example. It had so much cool things. It had a lot. But did the fan base love Gears of War 4? No. Why would the fans love Gears of War 4? Explain to me why. Reason why maybe people liked it? Oh, they might be like, oh, it's such a good game. It's perfect. This is not me just being walked about like, oh, because it was a woman that she had, you know, it was kind of a little about her, just a little, because like her, whoever she was connected with, okay? As a little example. But the thing is, it just didn't feel like a good Gears of War game. It didn't feel like a good adult thing. It didn't just, to me, it just didn't feel like at all good. Story didn't make any sense at all. The story didn't even make any fucking sense. Only thing that was interesting to me was when Marcus would talk about some things that did seem very important. That was mostly it. Or just any of the older COD characters. Just like, I was more interested in listening to them more than the new characters at all, because they were just so boring, dumb, and just wasted time. And it's just like, Gears of War 4 just didn't feel like a great game. And honestly, it just didn't feel like the new characters actually had a character. Like, I'll be really honest with you, the character Kate just doesn't feel like a great character whatsoever. She is a boring character. Never will be a good character. JD, or Dell, or even Foz is not going to be interesting either. None of the new goddamn characters will ever be interesting. Not even the fucking First Minister. She will never be interesting. The story just sucks balls. Does not make sense to me. I do not like how the story is. It's not what my thought the game would be like. It is dog shit of a Gears of War game. Only thing that sounded fun to me to play on Gears of War 4 It's still multiplayer. That's mostly it. Horde, I don't know. It's iffy. I like it a little. I hate it a lot. The reason why I say that, there's a little reasons. It just kind of took away what, Epic did. It defeated the purpose, what they were planning on doing. In my mind is, imagine if Epic stayed and still did shit for Gears of War, dude. And they did the next step with Horde. 4.0 would have been amazing if they did. From them, not Coalition. Epic. If Epic was still in the shoes of Gears, it would have been an amazing game overall. But it's not. But the thing is, nothing with Gears of War 4 was interesting to the whole extent, the whole point. But only one thing that did make the game kind of fun and interesting was the content. The content was really cool of a game. Did it stand out for Gears of War? It stand out perfectly. Because they didn't have anything really stupid. The only thing they did bring was something kind of cool. To me, I did like. Because they brought these two guys, they're both rappers, but the sad part is you can't even get them anymore. That's the sad part. Why put content in a game, but you cannot get them anymore? Like, think about, like, the fucking, like, store, and you can't get nothing anymore. Just think about that as an example. Like, esports section, you can't get shit. Only thing you can get, it's just, like, the basic stuff. So you can't just get anything, like, at all. If you wanted to get anything from Gears of War 4, like, the really cool things that's gone is, like, exclusive shit. It's a spit in the fucking face of the player. No offense. That's what that fucking is. It's not cool. It never will be cool. Because it's not fair to players. If there's gonna be content in a goddamn game, there should be content. But then when some things get changed, like, oh, you want to play social and play King of the Hill? Only one round. And it's a social. You go to rank, there's 2. What happened to 2 rounds in social? Such a disappointing fucking game. It used to be awesome, and I used to love it. I kind of hate it sometimes, because it just doesn't feel like the normal Gears of War 4 that I remember. It's bad, it's broken, and it's just not worth it. It used to be. Not anymore. So Gears of War 5 is the next game I'm going to be talking about right now. And it's the most game I really fucking hate the worst. Okay? I hate the game the most. I hate it. It's not worth anyone's time to play. It's not even worth to do anything in the game. It was the worst game when it first launched. Had problems. People were pissed. People were wanting something back to be normal. Oh, you get banned in their chat because you want something back. That was what it should have been. But no, they think what they're doing is correct. They think they made a good game. And they think they're doing everything right. They think they're doing all the good things, and they keep on saying, oh, we made the best of the best Gears of War games. No, they did not. They did not make the best Gears of War game. The Gears of War game they made was a fucking joke. Gears of War 5 is a fucking joke and a fucking flop of a fucking franchise. I know I said fuck like a million times already. But thing is, if you had to be blind and stupid, I really want to say that fucking word, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be nice to the viewers. I'm going to be nice to people that watch this. So, I'm just going to say stupid. It's just stupid. Alright, no offense. But, if you're going to be stupid, on saying, "Oh, we loved Gears of War 5. It was a good game from Coalition, and it was the best game ever." No, it was not. Campaign still does not make any sense. Only thing that makes kind of little sense was just the older lore in my mind. That's the only thing I care about. It's just something that's older lore that we do learn. We do learn in the game. That's the only thing I like. Do I like anything else that's, happen? No. I hate everything I'm dealing with because I just hate the new characters that we're supposed to be playing as. And it's just, to me, is fucking boring as hell. To be really real with you, this game just flops on the ass end because the thing is, think about this. Think about this. Gears of War 5 came out eventually after a good while when Gears of War 4 was out. Because I don't think Gears of War 4 was out for that long. At the time before Gears of War 5 came out, maybe it was a little, but Gears of War 5 came out a little too quick if you think about it. It kind of did, slightly. Because the thing is, it feels like the game's been rushed just to be put out there. And they want to say, oh, it's the greatest Gears of War game they made. And they keep on saying it over and over and over and over and over. Just to spit in your face, to be like, oh, it's a good game, you should play it. Spend your money on this game. That's fun. Gears of War 5 is not worth no one's time, not even worth anyone's time. Because it was just not a worth game. Multiplayer? Garbage. I hate the fucking goddamn multiplayer. It sucks ass. It's stupid. It's not a fun Gears of War game. At all. Oh, you got Horde. What's fun about that now? Oh, you got a Fabricator still. Oh, better yet, you have to defend the stupid fucking Fabricator from the Swarm. Because they would destroy it. When in the fuck then, did we have to defend the damn Fabricator? Explain to me, when did we have to? I'm lost my fucking mind. When I saw that be a thing, I was not happy. I was hating Gears of War 5 some more and more. Oh, the stupid things they would do. Only thing I would tell you, even Escape was a stupid fucking flop. But here's one cool thing I'm gonna say that was really positively awesome for me to say. I did like it. And to me, I thought it would have been really cool if they kept it and kept on working on it to make something much more cooler than just making a fucking escape fucking places. Dude, just imagine building a fucking multiplayer map. A multiplayer map. That would be awesome in a Gears of War game, dude. Just think of that. You can make a multiplayer map and just kill each other in the fucking, with your friends in a map you make. That would be cool. Or you could make it a horde map. That would have been so much cooler if you could. But the stupid thing was, their main focus was Escape. Escape was their main focus. And it fucking sucked. It sucked. It was a terrible game. Gears of War 5 is just not worth it. Campaign, not worth it. I played it start to fucking finish. Garbage. It's just stupid. It is dumb. And the thing is, if someone's gonna be like, "Oh, this is a great Gears of War game," like anytime I hear that, I lose my shit. Because Gears of War 5 does not make any good sense. Because things like, oh, Gears of War used to be a game that you never had like emoting in or like anything like that. No voice lines to be said like automatically by the player. But no, Gears of War 5 has that. Kind of weird, and I didn't like that. For the very beginning, I hated that. They're doing too much in a Gears of War game that does not need that. They're making Gears of War a terrible game. They're making it a joke. If you don't think Gears of War is turning into a joke, hell, I would even say this right now before I even make Halo the video right now. Halo is a joke. If you want to be against me on that one, Halo is a joke. Halo Infinite is not even worth anyone's fucking time to play. It's a stupid fucking game. Not fucking fun. Halo 5, garbage. Halo 4, garbage. What is even getting better, bro? It's like Gears of War had the same result. So here's the thing. Take this as a fucking no. Do you really think we have the high hopes Gears of War fucking 6 is gonna be the next Gears of War game to save us all? I don't know, man. Believe me, I don't think it will. It just hasn't. I don't know what Coalition or what they're planning on doing because they're working on it right now as we speak. But the thing is, I'm not giving hopes about it. Like, I ain't gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be a great game. No. I'm not happy with it, dude. Gears of War is not worth it. I don't know if Gears of War fucking 6 is gonna be an awesome game. I might get the game just to see how it'll be. Because I want to give it a shot. I just want to test it out. Because I love Gears of War so much more than any fucking game I have ever touched my entire fucking life. Gears of War is like my favorite Gears of War. Like, just Gears of War is just like everything. I love Gears of War. But my heart is being crushed every single day. Because why? Who runs the shots of Gears of War? Oh yeah, the people that make the game. Oh yeah, kind of. But who owns the fucking franchise? Fully. Microsoft. They own it. They do what they want. Hell, they make Halo look like a joke. So, what's the best thing to say about anything about Gears of War? And no offense to Microsoft, as an example. So, the thing is, what I'm trying to get to your fucking skull, you little stick skull of yours, is this. Gears of War has lost its jam. It lost everything. All the stupid stuff they added in. All the other random shit. Because they added in Halo, Terminator, Wrestlers, and it just lost it just lost it. It really lost. It's like its true self. That's the only thing I can tell you. It's lost its true self. Gears of War is never going to be its true self ever again. Same thing with Halo. But that's all I got much to say about from the very beginning into the final end Now, yeah, if you're gonna be questioning why I didn't ask or say anything about Gears of War Tactics, who gives a fuck? And go fuck yourself. Because no one fucking cares. No one cares. Only thing I will say about Gears of War Tactics, there was some interesting stuff they did in that game. But it's not about the story. It's not about anything. Only thing I did like, you can customize your weapon, what type of style or color you wanted on the gun. Or you can mess with your character's armor in any type of way, style and color. Awesome. Better yet, cool news, if you never played it, or you already have, you can mess with any of the characters in that game. There's a soldier, basically, in Gears of War lore, in a game. You can mess with the person's armor and make them matched up in any way you want. So it could just be a random ass soldier. And the thing is, only thing I'm gonna have hopes for, I do have a little hopes for something cool with Gears of War 6. Okay, I have a little hopes. But do I hold it so hard? No, I have it just a very little. Seeing some stuff that's in Gears of War Tactics, I don't know. It's a bit iffy. Like, it really is. It's really a bit iffy. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it's going to be something amazing with Gears of War 6, because I don't know. I don't think it'd be worth it for anyone to intend to buy it, because look what they made. Gears of War 5 was just nothing. It was just a lost game. It lost its real true self just for greed. So, what do you think? Old games that actually gave us hope and actually care about us as gamers? Or do you care about fucking greed? I'm out of here. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications too, because you don't want to miss any videos like this. Now, yeah, I do got this new fit, so this is why I'm gonna be rocking a little bit here and there. It's all new, something a little fresh. And also, give this video a like, because that helped out a lot, and I would appreciate that very much. And two, if you didn't hit that subscribe button, hit it now. It's right there. Hit it. Hit it down there. Hit it. It's down there. Hit the bell. And join the Wolfpack Army. And the Wolf Gang as well. I'll catch you guys around. I'm Wolfpack's Killer. I'm out of here. And I'll catch you boys all around the next video. Peace.